Okay, you guys, so even for a second day, today's actually finna be a pretty simple day. I might add some stuff on onto the routine because like I said, got, gotta get into the splits like every day except for like rest day in order for you and your body to like kind of have that muscle memory, to kind of have that memory of like, you know, uh like your hip flexors and your hamstrings to have the position memory. So matter of fact, before we even get into the exercises for today, um there's a hip flexor exercise that I want everybody to do. Let's see. With a little timer. It's just 30 seconds on like each side. Um and you get this 10 pound dumbbell here and you put it on the end of your foot, right? And you're just gonna lift it like up and down. And this helps exercise this V curve, this V shape right here, which also hip flexors are involved. So if you need your hip flexors and you want to reach that deeper split, you're gonna need stronger hip flexors. So for 30 seconds, lift a little dumbbell. Hold up, let me show y'all. Lift a little dumbbell, something like this, and it's gonna help with that. So yeah, 30 seconds. Okay, y'all. And you can hold on to something like a little pole. So the purpose of doing this um is to just, well, like the motion of doing this is to just hold it up in the air. You don't really have to pull it up and down much. You just want to hold it in the air. So that was 30 seconds. And now we'll do it again on the other leg for another 30 seconds. And it's like, this is one of those ones that you can work up, you can build up and get to like a minute of doing those, but you don't really have to. not for like the front splits. If you want something else, yeah, sure, this is a great exercise for that. But yeah, right now. So it works out the quads too, not only the hip flexors, but the quads as well. Really nice exercise too. Really wakes up the muscles because I am upright now. All right, y'all, that's 30 seconds. And now we're just gonna put it back over here. That 30 seconds has been getting like easier and easier. I used to be like super struggling with that. I'm not gonna kick it up to a minute yet though. The 30 seconds is absolutely fine with me. All right, y'all. Next move is some nice butt kicks. Let's get to it. All right. All right. Warm up. Now we're going to do some open chain extensions. Basically, we were already doing that. But now we're just gonna do a little left, do a little right. Make sure your toes are facing toward you. And don't jerk your leg up. Okay, y'all. The right. All right. Side lunges. Yay. These are not like side lunge stretches, so they're just side lunges for your thighs pretty much. And for these, you could just take the heel up off the ground when you get into the lunge. And now we're going to take a tiny break while I set up the camera. All right, break's done. Time for a minute calf raise. And this is one of the exercises that I was talking about. And slowly three, two, one. And now we have our single leg swing. Let's do it, y'all. To the right and to the left. Keep your arms forward. Control. All right, now we got the one going to the left. Drink some water. Okay, to the left. Hands face toward the wall. Three, two, one. Good job. Good job. Okay. Wide leg hamstring. So we're going to get our blocks down here like usual. Spread them apart. All right. Hip hinge. Push the hips toward the back. Unlock those knees. Reach toward the ground. And feel how much deeper that stretch is than usual. You can even walk your hands back a little bit. Or you could put your hands behind your legs. Okay. Now we're going to do a standing half forward fold, which won't be involving these blocks. Only when we do our other one will it, but this is just like a half fold. So just legs together, hip hinging halfway. Feet square to the hips, sorry, not together. And we're just gonna bend our hips back like this. This actually helps us with pancaking. I will honestly like the legs to be out to the side while doing this, considering you're gonna want to pancake with your legs like that. Or honestly, this also helps the hamstrings. When your legs are forward and you hip hinge back, this helps the hamstrings. All right. Instead of lunging, I'm gonna actually have us do something different. I'm gonna have us put our foot in a resistance band. And let's see, sorry. Kneel down, probably have put our foot in other side of the resistance band and just like have us do one of these. Nah, that kind of hurts. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like that'd be good for exercise. I'm gonna get my blanket up under this knee though. I'm gonna have us, oh, that's actually a really good one. And just stretch to the side. So yeah, we're gonna do 40 seconds of that on each leg. So now we're gonna put our foot like this, and the important part is to face away. So as we stretch over here, we're gonna push this knee back and face away. So it's kind of like half a plie. So just facing away and not toward, keeping this leg back. And now it's the left side. So now we're gonna do the same thing with the right side. And we're just going to lean over to the side, keep our shoulders over here. And this is gonna help more with our middle splits. Yay! And now we're going to do our easy stretch. We're going to do legs on the wall now. Let's go. All right, y'all. Let's get it. And this is just like, well, I've already explained this one in earlier exercises, so no need to. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and get into our lunge, stretch, pulse left. Oops. That's what happens when I don't pull the bed up. That's funny. Okay, so we're gonna be doing our left side. So hip flexors, leg on block. Deep hip. All right, y'all. Now time for the right side. Good old little 40 seconds. All right, y'all. Pulse into that hip flexor on the ground. right, and now we're gonna do one of my favorites, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Gonna go ahead and put that heel into a block for a deeper stretch. Easy kneeling hamstring. Let's go. Make sure those make sure those toes are pointed up. I think this is one of our first hamstring exercises today. I don't feel like we've had enough. I don't think we've had enough to go into the splits, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us on one more of these. At any time, you could just hold on to the block that you like placed in front of you to do that nice hamstring stretch. So now we're going to get into our other hamstring stretch, which is just gonna sit on the ground and put our leg up on the block. And make sure that you don't hurt yourself. If you need some water, go ahead and get some water. But yeah, we're just gonna do this for like about 30-40 seconds or something. And that should be good enough time for a nice hamstring stretch. This one you should also feel like in your lower back. But make sure you pull those toes. I'm never gonna be able to say pull those toes toward you. But yeah. This feels nice. All right, and that's 40 seconds on one side. Now we're gonna do the other side. Make sure we I like, this is easy yoga, right? But also I want us to get those good deeper stretches as well. So we're gonna go ahead and do our little stretch, grab behind our toes. You could also just pull your chest forward here. Good deal. All right, now next we're gonna go ahead and move into our splits. So make sure you get some water. And like I said, you can always do your splits two different ways. You could take the block and put it up under your knee. You could take the block and put it up under your foot. Make sure to lean back because you don't want to injure your knee, right? Especially for my hypermobile people. Do not lean forward, especially if you have that block under your foot. You're going to put all that pressure into your knee. Always lean back on your hip flexors. The splits are a combination of your hip flexor and your hamstring. So make sure that those are the two things we've been working out this entire time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here working out your knees. So you can't be out here putting pressure on your knees and expecting them not to like act the fuck up. So yeah, so put your your heel into the block. Have that knee bent until you get into your position, right? And now that we're in position, I'm going to go ahead and start our timer for 1 minute. I'm going to get our other block for support, and I'm going to lean up and into my hip flexor. Make sure that your hips are square and that your knee is facing toward the ground and your toes are facing toward the ground. I'm gonna lean toward this camera real quick so y'all can see me. Yeah, there we go. A lot like that. Toes in the ground, hips square. And we do this for a minute. I think it's already been a minute. Usually I usually just do 30 seconds with y'all. But today we going for a minute. And we're done. So slowly, take a little breath. Get up out that deep split. And now we're about to do the same thing, but with our right leg. So heel into block. Get into our split position. Lean back into that hip flexor. Let me turn on this timer. Lean back into the hip flexor and on your support block. So you can stretch that hip flexor, especially if you're a person like me that has a lot of difficulty with our hip flexor. Oops. Whoa. Be careful. All right, y'all, we have another 30 seconds. Woohoo. Breathe. Again, hypermobile people, pull up that knee. If anything, you could squeeze that knee and get a nice hamstring release with that. All right, y'all, pull up. After 30 days, we won't be having these blocks anymore for our splits. We'll just be on the ground. We'll be on the ground and we'll be using both our blocks on either side. So I guess a bit of a demonstration. We'll be into the ground like that. Everything squared away, and we'll just be sitting like this with two of our blocks like this. facing forward, like that. All right, good job, everybody.